YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka Medusa. Hey, if this your first time, go ahead, hit the notification bell. Well, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell every time I post up new content. Uh, had a interesting talk today with Nuka Zeus. Like I said, if y'all don't, and I'm pretty sure that everybody, has actually like really been, following this guy. I just found out about him probably like I don't know, maybe a month ago, roughly. And uh, and for the most part, very interesting. He's a very interesting character, for the most part. And so, but the thing about it, we had a little bit of, I won't necessarily call it a conversation, right? But a few things, that that I actually really wanted to, to ask, to actually really try to clear the air with. And yeah, y'all gonna have to excuse me. you know. So but in either case, uh we actually really got that cleared up. And just like I say, not to say that, it was anything wrong with what he's doing or trying to do, right? But I just told the young cat, I said, hey, look, you know, uh if you actually like for whatever reason why you actually really feel like that you feel like that you actually really got to change your skin complexion to actually really fit in, then hey, I just if basically I just told him, I said, look, it's never about color, or at least it shouldn't be about color. It's all about attitude. When you actually really look at something, and for the most part you actually really know that it's wrong, right? Then by all means, go and actually like really let your voice be heard, and just let everybody know, hey, look, God damn it, this is wrong, regardless of what my skin complexion is, right? So just like I said, if y'all actually really want to go and look at it, what we was talking about, go on this channel, do and maybe because basically it was like that one video like that is like 7 minutes and 25 seconds, so that's where they actually like, the conversation started, in addition of what I actually like really said last night, I actually like really, hey, look, I called him out for the most part and said, hey, look, I got some questions that I actually really want to ask you. I mean, because just like I say, when he was on Hannibal and Monty, and then when he was on Black Eye TV, I want to say yesterday or a couple days ago or whatever, and everybody asked him questions. I said, well, you know what? Let me ask him a question or two, right? And for the most part, it could have been something that could have been a question that, for the most part, that he never heard before, right? Because that's what the fuck I do, right? Now that I got that out the way, right? The main topic for the night. Again, ever since this whole deal with Ice Cube, right, doing the so-called black contract, the Black America, the contract for Black America, whether or not is he working with Trump, is he not working with Trump, right? He actually really came out and said, well, hey, look, I'm not working with Trump or supporting Trump, whatever the case may be. But here's the deal. He said that, okay, he talked to both parties or whatever, right? And hey, it is what it is, and everybody, everybody all up in the air about, okay, Trump, Cube, working with Trump, about this contract, whatever. Contract, so-called contract, And for the most part, I didn't look at it like this, right? If he don't put it like this, if not Trump, then who, right? I mean, because it's just like what I always tell y'all, right? The election, for the most part, what is this? This is the 29th, so the election is on the 3rd, right? So we're under, or y'all are under 5 days, because I'm not voting for neither one of them. Just for the simple fact, it's like what I've always told y'all. Hey, it's two different types of shit. One is scented and one is unscented. But just know it's all still shit. Just because you can't smell it, don't mean that it ain't there. So y'all can actually really take that. Y'all can actually really take that for what it's worth, right? But I was sitting up here and I was watching this interview that Cube was on, and for those of y'all, I don't know, what is it? Cocktails, a cocktail conversation with the queens or some shit. Claudia Jordan, and I think it was Claudia Jordan, Vivica Fox, and Lisa Ray, and I forget who the other person was, right? But the the thing about it though is this, right? I mean, when you when you call yourself trying to interview somebody, right? Know what the I mean, I don't know if you actually like really, and I'm pretty sure they had this. They sat down and they actually really thought this shit out, right? And I'm just like, cause I know Q was looking at it like, what in the entire fuck are these motherfuckers actually really trying to ask me here? He just told you, been telling y'all the whole goddamn 30 minutes and change, right? That, okay, this is for Black America, right? So that means if you a black man, so-called black man, it's for you. If you a so-called black woman, it's for you, right? And then these motherfuckers gonna say, oh no, it it you know it don't say anything. Basically, they all up in the air because the contract don't say anything about black women, so-called black women. But here's the deal. And I was looking at some of the comments, right? And I'm just like, some of the what the people were saying, I was like, okay, these motherfuckers can't be that goddamn stupid. But when you actually really stop and think about it, then you can actually really say, yeah, these motherfuckers can be that damn stupid, right? I mean, because here's the deal. And then, and put like this, and no, I'm not actually really talking about all black women. I'm just talking about that select few. The select few that sit up here and holler about, well, how come no man don't want me? Well, when you ask questions like that, that's why your ass is still single, right? So, well, in another case, they all up in the air because it don't say anything in there about black women. It just says Black America, right? Well, if you black, then guess what? You are mentioned in the goddamn contract because here's the deal. Because they're like, I even did a comment, right? And I just said, well, if a man, a so-called black man, right? And I'm not saying so-called black man as if he really ain't no man. He a man, you just ain't black. Matter of fact, there's no such thing as a so-called black person, right? I mean, you can be a real dark brown, right? Me, myself, I like to consider myself as a penny cone or copper, right? If you actually, yeah, for the most part, that's how, if you walk around here hollering about you so-called black, then like you might want to actually really for the most part you just don't know your fucking colors. Plain and simple. I'm just gonna put it out there, right? But in that case, like what I was saying, here's the contract. They asked that stupid ass question, and I'm looking at Q, and I know Q was saying like, "Come on now." And then like at the, I like what Q did, because like right at the end of it, right, these motherfuckers were still bitching about it, right? And then and I truly honestly believe that I know how many of y'all have actually like really heard of the phrase, okay, if it'll shut you up, then I'll do it. Right? And basically that's all what Q pretty much said, right? I mean, he didn't, now if it was me, then yeah, I would have said, I'm like, okay, if it'll shut you motherfuckers up, then yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll make sure that I put the black woman in the goddamn contract, right? But going back to what I was, and I veered off, right? But the thing is this: if you a man, right, you got a family, right? You gonna take care of your family, and the black woman is included in that. Apparently they, I don't know what happens, maybe you didn't, maybe they took that goddamn curling iron to the head one time too many, and it fried some brains up there. I really don't know. Somebody explain this shit to me, right? But I'm just saying, hey, look, a family. So you're gonna have let's stop and think about this for a minute now. You got a family. You got a man, regardless of color. You got a woman, regardless of color, and then you got kids, regardless of color, right? That's a family, right? And then even if you ain't got no family, it's just you, right? Let's look at the contract again. Black America. So if you black, guess what? You in that contract, plain and simple. So again, and it's just like what I said, right? If you calling yourself got a show, and then people come on your show, and you interview the people or the person, right? Just know, actually, like really have. Yeah, you got your questions, right? But for the most part, Claudia Jordan and the rest of you ignorant motherfuckers, right? Really stop and think about what the fuck you trying to ask the person that you doing the interview with, right? Because I just look at it like this: Cube, you a good one for even responding to that, right? Because I just would have said, you know what, this interview is over. Y'all motherfuckers don't know how to answer no goddamn question, right? He probably would have took some flack behind it, but shit, it can't be no more than what flack that he's getting for the simple fact that everybody was thinking that he's working with Trump with this Black America contract. But I got a question, that I gotta ask y'all, right? Okay, say Trump wins, then who he gonna work with then? He really ain't gonna have no other choice about it then. So why the fuck are y'all bitching now when there's a strong possibility that the motherfucker gonna be in office again? See, they're like they're like say, you so-called black motherfuckers, right? Y'all be so hurried to get mad at some shit, and you really don't think this shit through. You just mad because everybody else mad, right? Not really, and not really actually really stopping to think about, okay, this is a strong possibility that this motherfucker will win the goddamn election, right? And people holler about, oh, well, the election is going to be fixed. Hell, all of them been fixed. Every last one of them, right? Every last one of them have been fixed. So I don't want to hear shit that's about, oh, well, the election's been fixed. I've said it a couple times, but but even then, right? I knew then. I was like, hey, look, these motherfuckers already know who the fuck they want in office. So it really ain't gonna fucking matter if you go out there and vote or not. But I know a lot of y'all are, and a lot of y'all already did. But just know this: if this motherfucker, I'm trying to tell you, if this motherfucker, if he get reelected, all of you motherfuckers that's mad, well, I guess what? I tell you what, my mama and my grandmother and anybody, let's just say the elders, right? I'll tell y'all what they motherfuckers. You tell me, hey, look, you can get mad and glad in the same damn draws, okay? Or you can be like, don't get mad, pull your drawers out your ass and be glad, right? However you want to actually really want to look at it, right? So, so just like I said, if you go, okay, well, what about President Kennedy? Jesus is Lord, since you chiming in, right? What about President Kennedy? He don't count, right? Because I do believe uh, Trump actually really compared himself to President Kennedy at one point, right? So, but it's just like this, right? And my hand is itching. Hopefully, I need to win a real big piece of money. But all what I'm saying is that, okay, if you go, really, Claudia Jordan, right? And if y'all haven't really paid attention how I, spell the word cocktail, I put cock in all caps because apparently for them to ask a stupid ass question like that, apparently they got a cock up their ass. Because like I said, who asked? Well, apparently they did, right? And I'm not even actually like really going. Well, actually, I will because it was. I tend to look at that the same way when Gayle King asked Lisa Leslie about Kobe Bryant, right? And that was like a couple of days after he had supposedly had died in that helicopter crash, right? And then I said, Lisa Leslie didn't have to answer that question. She didn't have to ask. She didn't have to answer that question, but she chose to answer that question. And a lot of you motherfuckers actually got pissed off at Gayle King, right? But the thing about it though is that when she asked that question, you can actually really say, okay, well, hey, that was a legitimate question. What these motherfuckers did the other day, no, that was a stupid ass question. All right, and it's a damn shame that it's this, this is not going to actually really get back to them, right? But if it did, and if you raggedy motherfuckers want to bring me on your goddamn show, I would tell every last one of y'all a brand new asshole. Cause that's what the fuck I do. I dare you to ask me some old stupid ass question, like what you did with Q. All right? Just be glad then Cube acts like really then go back to his NWA days. Oh, you motherfuckers. So, with that being said, hey, look, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dan, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your pawpaw, motherfucker next door, cross the street, round the corner. Paulus Harris, aka the Medusa. Till next time.